This is God's Quality Control, Series 15, Chapter 10. To clarify, Dimwittery is not a factory outlet where you can purchase a dimwit. It's a lifestyle, and Jesus embodies it admirably. In the Gospel of Matthew, we find Jesus commending and rewarding 6 different people for their exemplary faith. Yet he doesn't invite any of them to become his disciples, although clearly they would have been far more effective than the disciples he chose. This is not only stupidity, it's also a pronounced failure of introspection, as he always blames his disciples for their lack of faith, rather than simply admitting the facts. He sucks at choosing disciples. Except Matthew, the rich one, obviously. It's not just their faith that disappoints him, it's also their intelligence, as we see in chapters 15 and 16, where he scolds them for their inability to understand his badly presented nonsensical teachings, which, by the way, include it's okay not to wash your hands before you eat. In chapter 26, he drags the disciples out to the olive grove in the middle of the night, tells them, "Stay awake with me," then leaves them by themselves with nothing to do, and comes back later to scold them for falling asleep. This farcical scene plays out a total of 3 times, during none of which does Jesus stop to reflect on where the miscommunication is happening, why they aren't trying harder to stay awake. He just keeps on sniping at them, which they're obviously quite accustomed to by now. When soldiers come to arrest Jesus, Peter attempts to defend him with the sword that Jesus commanded him to bring. But of course, Jesus reprimands him, acting like he's insulted, actually taking the time to pronounce a full-blown curse on Peter, adding that if he wanted to be defended, God himself would send legions of angels. Poor Peter just can't catch a break with this guy. After healing the man that Peter attacked, Jesus goes on to scold the authorities for arresting him in the middle of the night, rather than while he was in the temple, stirring up the passions of the already angry crowds who did occasionally riot during the Passover festival, resulting in occasional massacres of thousands of people by Roman soldiers. The chief priests and elders refrained from arresting Jesus out of a desire to prevent catastrophic violence, a point understood perfectly by at least 2 of the 4 gospel writers. But Jesus literally does not comprehend why they waited to arrest him. He even mocks them for waiting, as though he imagines that their reasons are unseemly. His dimwittery continues post-resurrection. We find in the book of the Acts of the Apostles that Jesus loafs about with his pals for 6 weeks after being raised from the dead, yet it never occurs to him to select a replacement for the late Judas. His disciples are left with no choice but to pray to him after his departure, even going so far as casting lots to determine his choice among the candidates. In my next video, the parable of the prodigal son is garbage. Thanks for watching.